7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's the most random intro ever.
We can only disappoint after something like that.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm swell. I'm swell. If I was living in New Zealand, I'd say I'm choice. I'm tops. Nah, it's
If you're
been
in
good.
Wales,
Been
you'd
good.
be saying Bendigedig.
Oh, sounds painful. So, yeah, in Australia, say I've done my hammy.
Yeah.
How about you, Mikey? How are you?
I'm all right. I'm
Hey,
always all
let's
right.
start off being extra creative. What if we do the comments first?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Before they get away from us. Tiff says, good morning. I say, good morning, everyone. Julian says, morning, all. Duke says, good day, all you beautiful people, including Tiff, Julian, Mikey, and John so far. Tiff says, good morning, Duke. Brian says, happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday, Brian. Jim says, good morning to all. Good morning, Jim. Tim says, ahoy. Ahoy, Tim.
Oi, oi.
Duke says, good day, Brian, Jim, and Tim. And Jim says, good morning to you, Modmin. Why does Modmin always get a special hello?
Because we love her.
Oh. Julian says, morning, Duke, Tiff, Mikey, John, Brian, Jim. Good morning, Julian.
Julian?
Jim says, good morning to our two gracious hosts. Yes, two today. Makes a change. Chef Ivan's in. He says, good morning, all. Good morning,
Chef.
Ivan. And he says, Julian, buddy, hi. Tiff says, because I'm special, Mikey. We know that.
Yeah.
We know. Steve T says, hello, everyone. Hello, Steve. Ivan says, Jim, a very good morning to you. Julian says, if I'm beautiful, you may need to see an optician, Duke. Ivan says, hi, Steve. Julian says, morning, Ivan. Tiff says, I'm not saying individual hellos for Mikey's sake, so hello to everyone here now and everyone joining later. Thank you very much for your consideration, Tiff. Duke says, good day, Ivan. Ivan says, good morning, Tiff. And Julian says, hello, Steve.
My God, we've caught
Wow,
up.
we've caught up with him quickly for a change. Oh, no, there's another one. Ivan says, Duke, good day, copper. So, it's Creative Friday. So what are you going to be working on?
Okay, so I'm going to be continuing with my 48 scale Italy Tornado IDS. Oh, a bit glary, sorry about that. That one. So this is the initial boxing from 1992. It's coming along all right so far. What I will do, I'll just move that aside. So it's just coming together. I've got, I can't even see that. How about that? The interior is, it's a Kits World 3D printed set. So what I've done as well is I've purchased one of these, which is a Kits World. It's a Tornado seat set. So they're again 3D decals, and they'll hopefully go down and sort of make these look a little bit less toy-like, I think. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Just everything will be on a small scale, well, 48 scale. That's me. We'll see how that goes.
Is it me or does the box art make it look like the tornado's stoned?
Yeah, it sort of does. It's just like, you know, hi guys.
Look at my big tail.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop looking at my tail. All right. How about you? What are you going to be working on, fiddling with?
Well, everything I'm working on at the minute needs to be sprayed, and I can't bother getting the spray booth out at the minute. So I'm going to work on this. It's a kit from Armcast that Moles for Heroes sent me. It was originally $7.99, and you get two 172
Can
Shermans
you zoom
in it.
in on you for a sec?
Yes.
There you go. Sorry, you get 2 Shermans in it.
There you go. Yeah, you get 2 little Sherman kits in it. My camera's on. Yeah, so you get 2 of these in it.
Nice.
Yeah. And what I'm going to be doing is putting that with some of them and that to make a sort of paperweight thing so that I can prop stuff up on my desk and it not slide down and things.
Okay.
So if I want to stand the box up so I can look at the box or look at the instructions and stuff, I can just put that at the bottom of it and it won't slide across me down off my desk.
Okay.
And that is just lead shot from a gun supply. It's the lead shot from shotgun shells. And instead it cost me like 10, 15 quid, like it does from scale modelling shops, it cost me about £4. For a 450 gram bag.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Where did we get up to, Modmin? Duke says, should have gone to Specsavers, Julian. Chef says, be right back. Coffee is calling.
Nice.
Julian says, laugh out loud, Duke. I wasn't sure if you were in the UK like me, so made it generic. Square says, morning all. Good morning, James. How is my favourite polar bear this morning? Duke says, I'm in Australia, Julian. And Julian says, morning, Square. Julian says, Specsavers is in Oz too, noted for future reference.
Yes, they are. They're everywhere.
Yeah. So, the reason why I call James my favourite polar bear is because last night we were playing a game called Honey Heist with Tactical Advanced Game. And it's basically a game where you have your character, which is a bear, and it has certain characteristics that you decide at the beginning of the game. And you have to go on a mission together as these bears to try and find the honey in a scenario. And last night we were at a sort of Comic-Con / BearCon, and we had to find a specific type of honey.
Mm-hmm.
James decided to be a polar bear. And within half an hour, this polar bear had a crown, lipstick all around his mouth, bright red lipstick, I might add as well, so it looked quite gnarly, and a pink tutu, and a fox's tail somewhere. Yeah. And he was looking absolutely fabulous. Tried to enter a beauty pageant, it's like costume competition, and ended up getting attacked by the bouncers. And then because we got attacked by the bouncers, they got mauled, and then we got in touch with we managed to find the organizer and steal his keys and things like that. And it was quite funny. And I played a sun bear that rode a unicycle and wore Superman cape.
Of course he did.
Yeah. It was rather funny.
All right. These are it's from the Kits World website. They don't have instructions in the kit for these belt placement and all that stuff, but on their website they have a series of pictures like that. So I'm just saying it's phase 1. Yeah, seat cushion. Oh, in Australia we call them the skew at the bottom there as yeah. So
Let's make John.
one.
I was going to say let's make John big, but that doesn't sound good.
Oh no, I'm already big. And yeah, so it ends up like that apparently. So we'll see how that goes. Won't look anything like that. What I'm thinking is, um, all these ones that went on the interior, I'll go that way.
Yeah.
They did not fit at all. So maybe it doesn't say so. It just says tornado seats and blah 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 blah. But I think these might have been scaled for a Revell kit, which is although the same scale, all kits are subtly different. So I don't know if how well these will go. I'm not expecting great things, but we'll see how they go. I mean, with they're the um, there we go. So they're the main sheets, and they look okay there. But to my eye, they're slightly sort of misprinted. Whereas you've got a spare sheet as well, and they're a lot sharper. It looks like half of them are drunk. But we'll see how they go because I think with the instrument panels they were starting to pull apart. But as I say, like
Yeah.
I've not used these ones on seats before, but this might be a little bit tackling. But I'm prepared to be embarrassed on international YouTubes.
Go back to the chat. Julian says, reference alleged shot. If your tank is a tail sitter, you've really messed up. Yes. But as I explained, I'm making it into a paperweight sort of thing. So I need the extra weight in it.
I'll turn that around so everyone can see my Merry Christmas plate.
Yay. James says it's taking ages to get all the glitter off. Lol. It was a rather fabulous polar bear, I must admit. Callum's in from Columbus Models. He says, evening all. Hope everyone is doing well. Good evening,
New Zealand.
Callum. Are you sober this time? How many beers in, if not? James says, somehow turned a one shot into a start of a campaign. Yes, we did. We even had Mel B as our getaway driver. Julian says, nurse, Mikey's out of bed again. Thank you very much, Julian. Jim says, hello, Squarish, and hello, Columbus. Julian says, hi, Columbus. Duke says, good day, Squarish and Columbus. Jim says, have my coffee in hand, Ivan, an absolute must at 5 a.m. Yeah. Columbus says sober-ish. How did I guess?
Good start. We got 2 hours left.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, clearing the throat.
Sonic's in. He says, hey guys, finally my PC boots up the slow bloody thing.
Wonderful. Hello, Sonic.
Hello, Sonic. Duke says, hi, Mikey. Hi, Duke. Kieran's in. He says, morning. I'm going to cover all the hellos in one go today by saying hello to everyone that's here and hello to everyone that will join later. You're assuming that other people are going to actually want to watch this.
Exactly.
That seems very presumptive of you, Kieran. Okay.
Yeah.
Jim says Steve, Sonic, and Kieran are here. Yes, they are. Duke says, good day, Sonic. And Julian says, you're welcome, Mikey. Chewing through the straps is a menace. At least they're tasty. Yes. Can't beat a bit of refined leather. Okay, so they go on there like that. Just like that.
Like that?
Julian says, morning, Kieran. Kieran? Oh, my word. Jim says, all the usual suspects are here today. Yes. Getting to be a bit of a habit.
All right. Don't take this the wrong way. I need to get a shot glass. Give me a sec.
What do you mean take it the wrong way? Usually you got a wine glass. We just take it as you changing things up a bit. Ivan says, I'm working on the Airfix Mozzie 16 in 172. Get in your 60s, and 172 becomes a total fiddle fest. That sounds dodgy. There you go. Julian, leather. Mine, licorice. I'll be careful because licorice has a laxative effect. So by the time you escaped, you could just be running to the toilet. Duke says, that's no fun, Kieran. Mikey loves saying hello to everyone. Ha ha ha. Yes, thank you, Duke. The question is, do I make them sit lower down? It's supposed to be a little bit of a gap. Okay. So they need to sit there. Cool. Sonic says, shot glass. That must be a record. Normally takes at least 10 minutes before I have that effect on people. A new personal best.
Yeah, something to be proud of.
Yes. So what have you been up to today, John?
Okay, so a couple of things. Dropped in a thing at Frontline Hobbies. A thing.
Yes.
It's a rejiggied...
Rejiggy.
Rejiggied reference and CV. I'd like to get a job there. Went to pick up some rust paints for the Bergpanzer, but they still haven't come in from the warehouse, 20 minutes away from there. So
yeah.
Then I went to a place to look for bolts. All right.
Okay.
Hang on. Okay, so the HM Briggs Supply, which is a wooden ship kit that I did. Well, I've just finished it. I bought these pillars to put them on a pedestal, or the pedestal to put them on a base. And
Yeah.
the screws I bought aren't long enough. Well, God, I have to get up again. Give me a sec. Okay, so when I started doing the ship, in the false keel, I put drilled a couple of holes. So this is a Victory, but you'll get the idea. So this is a false keel of the Victory, and you can see I put a couple of holes in there with holes going the other way there. So I'll file out and then place in one of these nuts in there. So when it's built, you put the screw up in there, screw it down to a base, and Bob's your uncle. However, these pillars aren't, they're too tall. So although that would fit in there, there's not enough screw thread to reach the nut. I expected these to probably be about half a centimetre shorter. Anyway, so I've been looking around for some more 532 screws. I went to a fastener place that didn't have any. He recommended another place. I went there and they didn't have any. So I have to rejiggy plans. I think what I'm going to do now is just do a bigger hole, countersink these further up into the pillar so more thread sticks out the top, and then probably tap a new thread into there, put a bigger bolt in that goes onto the base. So I've got to rejiggy that. So I did a bit of a visit looking around for some structural hardware. But it didn't go that well. Apart from that, just went for a walk, as you do, that sort of stuff. So just pottering, really. But I'd like to finish the I'll mount the ship on a base to totally finish it because next weekend or this weekend, in fact, we have our local model club. The annual themed build is water. Now, I didn't build anything, but I built that ship, and because it took 5 years, I might as well take it along. Not that I want to enter it in the competition. I just want to bring it along and say, yeah, I could do things other than armor and cars and planes and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. If I don't get these done, I'll just take it and leave it on the base that it's on now, the stand, which is basically just so you can build it. Yeah.
Good. Julian says, "Morning, Sonic. How is it north of the border? Cold and wet here. It's actually pretty sunny and dry here." Ivan says, "I think Mr. Gary Evans was jet lagged to the hairy one's times all over the place. Looked like he'd been dragged along the runway after landing." Yeah, bless him. He was a bit confused with timings and stuff because he kept thinking that people were saying that I was doing a live stream last night as well, rather than realizing that it's night time in Australia when we were doing it.
Yeah, it was 5 a.m. or so.
Yeah. Sonic says, "Bit cold and damp, Julian. Think it's trying to heat up though. Weather was awful late last night because it was blowing a gale and pretty foggy." And Brian says, "Are you still working in Imperial measurements in Oz?"
We have a choice. So you can obviously legacy stuff, yeah. But yeah, I could either get say M5, M6 screws, or different gauges. And yeah, the ones I grabbed just happened to be Imperial. Yeah, either way. But yeah, no, both you can obtain both. See, that's what I don't like about these. They have a it's almost like they're the registration's out. So on the top and down this side is like a blue streak. It's like the printing doesn't line up. So I've got to trim these anyway. That's all right. Means there's going to be a lot of trimming of belts. Oh well, as I say, I wasn't expecting great things. And what's interesting about these is they're sort of rubbery. So it's like it comes off like a decal, but you can tear it if you pull too hard. But I don't believe I'm gonna trust its adhesion. I'm gonna glue these with soup glue, which is why I bought cut out the base of a shot glass to dispense the glue.
Yeah. Ivan says, "Hi, Brian." Brian says, "Hi, Chef Ivan." Julian says, "He was indeed Ivan, an hour earlier than planned." Yes.
I haven't watched it back.
That's why I missed it. I had to watch it back afterwards. Ivan said, "Hi, Sonic." Tiff said, "Hi, Sonic," and I'm not giving him all those kisses because that would just be weird.
Oh, come on.
Julian says, "That was my fault, Mikey. I thought you were doing a live stream and said I thought you were." I only do enjoy the daytime. I'm thinking of doing one at night time. But that'll probably be one where I'm on my own because John's usually in bed by then, and or it's early morning for him.
Yeah, I should be in bed by then.
And Gary's usually asleep by then. So.
Yeah, and it'll be reasonable time, so Jim won't be able to make it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking maybe doing one on an evening. Maybe now and again. Just so, like, when I'm working on my personal bills and stuff. Sonic says, "Hey, Ivan." Sonic says, "Hey, Tiff." Jim says, "Someone in the chat did mention that Bearded Veteran might be doing a live last night. I saw it once, maybe twice. Maybe 3 times a lady." Julian says, that was me and someone else, Jim. Yes. It's nice to know I'm so wanted.
Oh, yes.
Julian says, if in doubt, blame me. Usually works. No, we wouldn't do that. Do you know what? I'm going to end up building half this thing just to... Duke says, hi, John Marley.
Oh, hi, Duke.
Fancy seeing you here.
What are the odds?
Sonic says, I can give you a kiss if you want, Mikey. A nice Glasgow one, that is. Yes, thank you, Sonic.
I'd pay good money to see that.
You dirty bugger.
Oh, is it not a headbutt? Is it something else?
I'm joking.
Oh.
I just thought it'd bore you.
You did that.
Oh, what am I getting into?
What have I signed up for?
Jim says, aha, we do indeed have the usual suspects. Yes, and the usual suspects are growing, which is always good. Julian says, in the UK, we work on a mixture of imperial and metric, e.g. builders selling 2x4 inch planks in meters and legs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Problem is, you sort of have to learn imperial as you get older in the UK, because even though, I mean, I left school, I finished my GCSEs 20 years ago this year, and we were never taught imperial because they said that we wouldn't need it. But I've sort of had to learn a little bit of imperial.
Yeah. It's a bit dumb because it's just like most teachers in the secondary school systems assume that everyone's going to go into university and they know nothing about trades. And there's a lot of stuff in trades that is imperial.
Exactly. Steve says, I might stream, would be fun, but I still do it in the dark and make one of the 70s Aurora glow-in-the-dark horror kits. That would be fun. Jim says, great idea, Steve. Yeah, go for it, man. Ivan says, good film that is, Jim. Steve said, I was taught imperial at school, not metric. I still don't understand metric to this day.
Oh.
See, I've always thought metric is actually the easier one to learn. Because you just start at 0 and then everything's in 10s instead of 12s. Jim says, my brother built many of those Aurora glow-in-the-dark kits way back when we were wee lads. Julian says, my late father always used imperial, so I grew up with it. Yeah, my dad did. My dad used it a lot because he's always been a welder, and he used to work for Air Products, which was an American company. So all the plans and everything that he had to use were always in imperial. But then he'd have to convert them into metric because the customers wanted them all in metric.
Yeah. Well, obviously, my trade before I retired was avionics, in the Air Force. So everything, all the aircraft that I'd worked on were all built in Australia, some of them, but they were American products. So like a J model Hercules, for instance, has one metric bolt on it. Well, it has two because it's two systems. That's because that subcomponent was built in Italy. But yeah, everything's all metric. Sorry, Imperial. Oh, they don't call it Imperial over there, of course, and Jim will attest to this. They never had an empire, so they call it Standard.
Yeah.
because they're assuming, of course, that standard came from America, which it did not. That's why it was called British Standard Whitworth and all that stuff like that. But they
Well,
didn't want to
Whitworth
have
was its
anything
own
British.
measurement as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. But I won't get an argument with Jim. It's just too early in the day for him to to be pissed off with me again.
Yeah, that's why I ended up learning a little bit about it, Imperial, because in our vehicle mechanics toolboxes in the army, because we worked on stuff from all over the world, we had a tray of trays of metric tools and trays of Imperial tools. And because the bolts sometimes got crossed over, we had to know which ones were for which.
Oh, yeah, you have to learn it by taste.
Yeah. I knew that if it was slightly too big for a 13 mil, then it was, or slightly too small for a 13 mil, then it was a ½ inch. Rather than 12 mil, because we didn't use 12 mil bolts. Okay. Brian says, in the UK, we buy petrol in litres and measure fuel consumption in miles per gallon. Yes, we do.
No, we've got kilometres per litre here.
Yeah. We measure short distances in meters and long distances in miles as well. Steve says, I used to love those Aurora kits. Don't think I've ever seen one, to be honest. Jim says, Ivan, you are the first to recognize the origins of the comment. Of that comment, Ivan. There you go. Well done, Ivan. Sonic says, craft and design woodworking classes in high school will teach that if you're lucky, that is. Yeah, we just always worked in metric in school, even in woodwork and stuff. In fact, even when I did A-level engineering, we worked in metric. Ivan says, yeah, the Frankenstein model was very good, Jim.
Oh, the Aurora one.
I believe so. 2 seconds. Uses black glue to seal.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Jim says, metric is much easier for me to understand. A system based on in tens is perfect for a numbers challenge guy like myself. Yeah. It's a lot easier than working in 12s. Steve said, Jim, if you tell me something is X feet or yards long, I'll know exactly what you mean. If you say something is X meters, I'll look at you and not have a clue. Yeah. Sonic says, weight is confusing. We measure ourselves in stones, whatever that is, and it's pounds in the US. Well, pounds make up stones. It's 14 pounds for a stone. I think that's right, isn't it, John? 14 for a stone.
Oh, we don't do stones for measurement here either. We do metric now. Haven't done stones since I was born, which is,
Yeah. Or is it 12 pounds for a stone? No, 14, I think. The older guys, 14 pounds one stone. 12 pounds for a stone. Oh, here we go. We've started a debate.
Yes. We can move on.
Yes, 14. We've started a debate on how many pounds are in a stone.
Yeah,
I think Sonic means yeah. In America they do use pound. They do weigh things in pounds, and we measure things in stones and kilos. So kilos is the metric version. Stones is the imperial. Stones and pounds are the imperial. Let's wait for that to set. Oops, daisy. Okay, so it appears that. Oh no, it works. It's all right. Duke says my favorite tool is the adjustable metric spanner. Yes, mine was the hammer. Mark 1 hammer. Ryan says metric is more accurate than imperial standard. Yeah, it is. And you don't have to work in fractions. Steve says Scotland 14. Sonic £14 equals 1 stone. Yep. Jim says 1 meter is roughly 3 feet. Yep. So I'm 5'11" or 180 centimeters. Brian says £12 per stone. No, I think it's 14. There you go. Tiff says yes, 14. And Brian says no, you're right, 14. Yeah. Don't confuse me. I find it difficult enough as it is. I'm a bit thick.
It's a weighty discussion we've got into.
Yeah. Didn't expect that. Do you know what? This black super glue dries pretty quick.
Yes, it's super.
Super D duper. So what I'm going to do is once it's set properly, is put some UV resin in the bottom. And then put some lead shot in it. And then pour some more UV resin over the top so it all sets hard. Ooh, matron. What angle do I want the turret to be at? Decisions. I think it's got to be off at an angle, hasn't it?
Doesn't gotta be.
Yeah, but it looks better. Jim says, I think the US military measures in metrics. Yeah, it will do because of NATO.
I don't know. Yeah, everything in aviation, I could tell you, is a mix. So, they do weight for fuel. They don't talk about how many gallons or litres are in it. We need to convert that to pay the bills, but somebody else pays the bills, of course. But, we do it all in pounds, as in, weight, not cost. Because that would be more confusing again. 38,000 pounds of fuel, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, especially as you guys work in dollars.
Yeah. Or dollary doos, we call them here. In Malaysia, they call them
Sonic
ringgit.
says, when you hear a fighter being introduced weighing 250 pounds, I don't know how many stone that is and don't fancy trying to work it out either. I reckon they do that because it sounds more impressive that way.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, 250 pounds divided by 14.
I'm going to put that seatbelt.
It's about...
Everybody point at your screen. Tell me where that
it's
seatbelt's
about
on.
250 pounds, about...
Is.
I think that. About 24 stone, is it? Something like that. So look, 250. There you go, 17 stone 8. So they're lighter than what I am. By quite a bit. Although I have lost some weight. I think I'm at 278 pounds now. Whereas I was over 300 pounds.
Well, I'd have to convert. I don't know how much that is. Because, as I say, weight we do in kilos here, so I'm about 92.
I was nearly 23 stone, and now I'm 20.5 stone. So I've lost a bit of weight over the last few months. Jim says, the punch and brake presses I worked on were all metric. They were manufactured in Japan. Yes.
Oh.
There's only the US and maybe 5 or 6 other countries that work in Imperial. And you'd think with the US wanting to export or exporting and importing with the rest of the world, it'd make more sense for them to use metric. But
No, because anything that is, of course, not American, they call it a communist idea. Things like, welfare and
yeah,
public
yeah.
health.
But let's not go down that road.
Okay. Sorry, Jim. Sorry. Hello to not only Trump and all his cronies, but also Chairman Mao and all his cronies.
Yeah, Chairman Starmer.
Oh, you said it on me.
Timothy Evans in the Royal Australian Navy.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting you guys got a Navy. We skirted,
Not much of it.
we skirted this issue. We skirted this issue by carefully rounding every nut on the ship so it didn't matter. And you just, I take it that's what you called rivets then.
Yeah, that's
just rounded nuts. Black Hat Scale Models in. He says, "Good evening, chaps."
Hello.
Hello.
From sunny Queensland. We got two people from Queensland then.
Ivan says it's Mike Frozen. I don't know. Am I?
Nope.
I think I'm just reading the chat.
Yeah, I think we just wish
my monitor is off to the side. I'll try and keep my hands moving. Brian says, "Lol, Timothy Evans." Ivan says, "Hi, Black Hat." Black Hat says, "Hey there, Ivan." Ivan says, "Hi, Timothy."
It's another round of this.
Tiffany says, 250 pounds equals 113 kilos. There we go. Ivan says, "Anyone there?" Yes, we're all here.
Maybe it's your end.
Yes. Sonic says, "Black Hat Scale Models." Jim says, "Keep your punches up, Mikey. No low blows." Tiffany says, "It might be your end, Ivan. Everything is fine here." Ivan says, "Must be me who was frozen." And he says, "Be right back. I'll reboot. No problems." Scotland says, "And the chapettes."
All right.
Okay. So that's not sticking as well as I thought. So I'm going to have to black glue that as well.
Yeah. I could say exactly the same comment about these bloody belts.
I'm glad I got this black glue. It's actually pretty handy. So it works as sealants as well. Black Hat Scale Model says, "Indeed, also the chapettes." Or chapette.
Really well
only one,
to
as far as I know.
tweezers, I find.
Yeah, that's one thing about scale modelling. It is a very sausage fest hobby, isn't it? It's a very male-dominated hobby, or male-heavy. Jim says, "Black Hat Scale Models, hello and good morning to you. Good guys wear black." Hell yeah, I'm wearing black now. Ivan says, "Back, welcome back. Is everything working for you okay now?" I do hope so. Right. Cool, that's worked. Right. Switch this light off. Duke says, "Good day, Black Hat." And hi, Mikey. Hello, Duke. Black Hat says, "Mr. Marley, you'll be happy to know I have some aircraft now in my stash."
What? What happened there? And which ones?
Yeah, that's more important, isn't
it? Yeah, we don't judge here. But it took you long enough.
Okay.
No,
so in case you haven't figured out, the reason why I've switched the light off is because it's UV resin. I don't want too much UV light in here, if I can help it. Until I've put the shot in anyway.
Oh my god, these are terrible.
Ivan says, "At the top of this window, check that it says live chat." Dark Side Models. Hello, Tiffany. Says hello from the dark side. Dark Side Models is Tiffany's new YouTube channel. Oops. Oops, a daisy. Now I've got metal ball bearings going everywhere. Brilliant. Oh, they're so tiny as well. It's really weird.
Okay.
It's like little tiny insects all running around my desk.
I'm beginning to understand why Kits World throw in spare little printed things, because I think you couldn't do this without having to do at least one a second time. I've only done 3 though, and I've got that many left.
So
Let's try that
put that
though.
in there.
Can't see it being any better.
Sonic says, I think the average age was about 50 or something. Yes. Average age of scale modelers is 50 years old. It gives the old timers something to do when the wives are at bingo. Careful, Sonic. Your missus is watching. I just realised. Oh yeah, lead's not magnetic, is it? That's a pain. All right. Ivan says, "Hi, Darkside. Do you like Darkside's logo?"
That's better.
Oh my goodness. These BBs are going everywhere. Jim says, "Hello, Darkside." Black Hat Scale Model says, "Wingnut Wings Parker D1 and the new Airfix 124 Spitfire Mark 8 because of the grey nurse marking."
Lovely. Well, good purchases there, I must say.
Yes. You sound surprised. This is Black Hat Models. He's not going to buy any old crap.
No, of course, but they're not cheap kits. I would have thought you'd just get a standard sort of Tamiya thing or something or other. But yeah, I mean, so having a look at the built-up 24 scale Spitfires around the UK last November, they are unbelievably. The engines look wonderful. I think you're going to enjoy that a lot. And the grey nurse scheme, who doesn't love that?
There you go. Right. So I need to set that now before it all spills out all over the place.
Okay.
Oh, that makes my eyes go funny.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if the ball bearings are moving in the resin, but when you look at the light, it just makes them all look like they're moving. Tish says, "I am Darkside. My new channel ready for the future modeling live streams." Yes. Which is a hint of what's going to be happening on Tuesday. Black Hat says, "Sorry, the Fokker DR1." Yes. It's a joke in the Carry On films, wasn't it? The old Farker.
I don't know. I haven't seen too many Carry On films.
Yeah, there's in some of the Carry On films, there's a guy who'd like see in the future, and he'd lie down on a bed of nails and do magic tricks and stuff like that. And he was called the Old Farker.
Oh, okay.
Sonic says, "I'm not that old though yet." You're older than me, Sonic. Tiff says, "Sonic will be the one going to bingo whilst I do scale models."
Yes, sounds like a good future.
Yes. Ivan says, "Give it 30 years, Mikey, and you won't go near any models of the size of your tank." To be honest, I only do these as like mojo builds normally anyway. but not even mojo builds, actually. It's like mental health builds. So if I'm struggling with mental health, I'll come in here and build one of these because I know I can build them in an hour and paint them in a couple of hours. So it's sort of like almost instant gratification sort of thing. So it helps with mental health. Black Hat says, I may be an armor modeler, but I started out as an aircraft nut many years ago. Would that make you a wing nut?
And the Wingnut DR1, is that the Meng Wingnut DR1 or the Wingnut DR1?
I've got a wingnut kit. Wingnut wings kit.
Have you? I
Yes,
do not.
I have. It's the FE2B. Sonic says, nah, Tiff, you paint your models and I will be in your loft with the choo-choo trains. That sounds so stalker / serial killer, doesn't it? I'll be in your loft.
Yeah.
For our American friend, loft means attic. Duke, don't move the light, Mikey. Steve says, carry on up the Khyber, the old fakir played by Cardrew Robinson. Yes. Didn't he play it in Carry on Cleopatra as well?
Tell you what, Kidsworld, you drive me crazy.
Sonic says, ooh, matron.
Doesn't look like that at all. Oh, bloody no.
Not quite set yet. Black Hat says, I actually have both Wingnut Wings and Meng. However, the Wingnut Wings kit arrived today.
Ooh.
I like Meng kits. Nice armor kits.
Yeah, I've built the F-35. And Mustang and a couple others. Mind you, the Tamiya F-35 is, let's face it, it shits all over the Meng version.
Steve says, carry on Cleo, the fakir was none other than John Pertwee. Never realised that. John Pertwee, of course, played Warden Hodges in Dad's Army.
Those sure are some words.
Ivan says, the price of the Wingnut Wings kit is frightening. I wonder what their prices was when they first came out. They weren't as much, I don't think.
No, they went up about $100 odd, I think, within about 2 weeks of them going out of business.
Yeah. Accurate Armor's going out of business, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
there's a couple of Accurate Armor kits down at Frontline. They're trying to sell them off. I should take a note of what they are, see if you're interested.
They'll be bloody expensive, mate.
No, they're not. They're on the clearance. Nobody wants them sort of shelf.
Cool. Duke says the Kazi is up in the Khyber Pass. Up the Khyber Pass. Yeah.
Bloody. Have you frozen, Mikey? Oh, he's gone a bit slow. Talk to us, Mikey. There you are.
Jim says, Wingnut Wings sword in resale price once they cease production. Yes. I've got the Centurion Avery to make, and that was about 100, or it should have been about 100 quid, but I got sent it by Malls for Heroes. Like one of the kits I've always wanted. The one kit I've always wanted of theirs was the Foden recovery truck, because that's what I used to work on most of the time. But it's over £200. I'm like, I'm not paying that for a bloody model. I don't pay that for food for 2 weeks.
Yeah, maybe I think maybe I got rid of the photo. So the local store has got a couple of kits in, but I am not going to get it. So this is the Australian government were working on an indigenous aircraft at the end of World War II, but then they cancelled production because well, the war ended and jets were taking over and everything else. So it's this one. This is a Commonwealth CA-15 Kangaroo. Looks like a Mustang, but delicious. 150 Australian dollars. Just not worth it for a 48 scale plane. I'm sorry. So it'll stay there.
Yeah, I mean, the older guy is saying that it's because he's retiring, and the other guy doesn't want to take it on. He's going into a new career, which is absolutely fair enough. But I do think part of it is probably because people, whilst they were really good molds and stuff, resin molds or whatever they used,
yeah,
it was just so bloody expensive.
All right, I'll take a note of what these kits are. Let you know.
But he did some really interesting vehicles and stuff. But like I said, it's too expensive. And certainly, someone who's fairly new to the hobby or isn't a YouTuber that's got loads of sponsors and things like that, probably wouldn't get one unless they saved up a long time and had money to burn.
Sure.
Steve says that was Bill Pertwee, Mikey. John was Doctor Who. Ah, okay. I knew he was a Pertwee. I don't even remember the old Doctor Who's. I wasn't around then. Oh. Probably why I didn't hear Bill, the other Pertwee. Ivan says that was Bill Peregrine. John was Doctor Who. We started another debate. Black Cat says trading is the best option rather than paying crazy wing resale prices. Yes. The only reason I've got one is because Models for Hero is expensive. Because Mr. Malcolm Charles and his team are very, very generous like that. And they are lovely people.
Yes, they are.
They even let John in the area of the models.
Oh, yeah. Oh, bloody hell. So these...
Speaking of this, you are... Have you told the good people that you're now a volunteer for Models for Heroes?
I have not. So I'm now an official Models for Heroes volunteer. I've been given a golden handshake. Took me long enough.
I thought you were going to say someone else. Oops. Jim says, I think John Pertwee was a Royal Navy veteran. Ivan says, he was indeed, Jim. Sonic says, they were okay films. I preferred Dad's Army, to be honest. Yeah. The only carry-ons I like are like Carry On England and things.
But you do.
Jim says, thanks, Ivan. I recall reading about SM. Or reading about that somewhere. Sonic says they don't like it up them. Black Hat says Griffin engined. Yes. Ivan says he was my favourite Doctor Who too, Jim. And Jim says, I agree, Ivan. I grew up watching Doctor Who on my local PBS station, and Pertwee was the first Doctor I saw. First Doctor I saw was David Tennant. And that's only because my dad put it on. Jim says, I agree. Oh, no. Julian says, back. Sorry if anyone was talking to me. Scrolling to check. I don't know. I don't think so. But welcome back. Ivan says, sorry, sausage fingers. Should have said Pertwee. Who are you calling sausage fingers? That's no way to speak about our John. Love you, really, John. It's like my little tweezers, by the way. They've got a little light on. Ooh.
Oh, no, that is cool.
Yeah, it's handy. Right. So, put them away. Duke says John Pertwee was also Wurzel Gummidge. Ah.
Is that Cat Weasel?
No, Wurzel. Not Weasel. He was a TV character. There's like a sort of scarecrow / tramp thing. From what I saw. The pictures. In history books. Ivan says, did you say the golden shower, John?
Sure, why not?
I thought he was going to have job, not shake at the end of it. Steve says, Carry On England was dreadful. Sorry, Mikey, but in my opinion, it's one of the worst, and I'm a huge Carry On fan. Got them all. Ooh. Yeah, I think I'd like it because I just like that sort of taking the mick out of World War II history sort of thing. And I really like Windsor Davis. Scotland Sonic even says, almost spat out my juice then. Ivan says, wee Julian buddy. Jim says, Pertwee. It sounds like you got a speech impediment when you say that, doesn't it? Pertwee. Was also in the film. A funny thing happened on the way to the forum. Okay. Steve says, Cat Weasel was played by Jeffrey Belden. Loved it and still call the phone the telling bone. And Ivan says, you're not wrong, Steve. Scotland says, extend the life of your bedroom light bulbs with those tweezers, eh, Mikey? Steady on, Sonic. It's because Tiffany's not there to give you a clack around the head. Does it mean she won't?
Yeah. Again, it's funny because it's true. Unbelievable. Halfway through, I am not enjoying this at all. Well, the session I am, the interaction, of course I am, but this is this seat thing. It's not looking any better than the original one. I don't think.
Ivan says with Michael Crawford, Jim. Duke says electricery. I call it electricery, but I think that's because my old sergeant used to call it that all the time. Black Hat says oversized tweezers. Yes, thank you. Go off, people, you know.
Getting close to the truth, we must be.
What?
I do like that meme. It's like, I think it's Obi-Wan talking to Yoda. Maybe one says, why did it start? Why were they come out in episode 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3? And Yoda says, in charge of production, I was.
Jim says, Ivan, Zero, Mostel, Buster Keaton, and others. A great film that was largely overlooked in film history.
Oh, the funny thing happened on the way to the forum.
No idea, mate.
What do I?
Julian says, if I recall, there you go, I remembered. The early doctors were Hartnell, Troughton, John Pertwee. Bill was the AFP warden. Baker, and after him, it went down the pan until the BBC cancelled it after Sylvester McCoy's stint. I was never really into Doctor Who. Ivan says, you're not wrong, Jim. It is a very funny film. And Black Hat says, what's Sherman are you working on? That one.
That one.
M4A3 75mm. The one that needed the British upgrade to actually be able to take on the Tigers. Jim says, I agree, Julian. Colin Davison made a few good episodes.
Oh, come on.
Ivan says, why all the shot in the tank, Mikey? Because I'm making it into a paperweight. So I need it to be weighed down a bit.
I'm going to try something else. So these decals, the adhesive doesn't work. So I'm putting super glue on it. You touch it with super glue, they curl up. So I'm going to try moving on to
Oops.
PVA. See how that goes. What could possibly go wrong?
Ivan says, and Sonic says, is that the same tank as your one, Tiff? And Tiff says, no, I have the Tiger 1 from Airfix. I also have that. I got it yesterday.
Oh.
I also got the Sherman Firefly and the Spitfire Mark 1.
God bless you. FX. You mean the 70-second scale?
Yeah. I've got a Tamir Tiger 1 as well, which I'm looking forward to building at some point. Ivan says, very good idea, Mikey. Thank you. Black Hat says, have you got a decal fixer? I have. Well, I've got decal sol and decal set.
Yeah, I do.
Jim says, question, what colours will you paint the Sherman, Mikey? Make it some kind of British disruptive pattern. Yeah, probably. I might just do it all different colours, to be honest. Who knows? Duke says, you had a good night with the ICM decals, John. You can't have two good nights in a row.
That's true. Well, these are just, I wouldn't recommend these. I mean, the Quinta Studio 3D printed decals for instrument panels and everything else are incredibly good. These and and Edward are okay as well, but the Quinta I think are the industry leaders. This Kits World, they've got some way to go, I must say. Look, it's looking okay. It's starting to come together a bit now, but oh my god, it's just Quinta would have been done like an hour ago, I think, and it would have fitted.
John, are you whinging again?
No, we don't do that here.
Good.
Oh,
Good.
cross belts. Those
still
ones.
got some coffee. Jim says, Tiff Tiger is what my girlfriend calls me.
The toothless tiger.
Sonic sounds like you're lying, Jim. Okay. Tiff says, do you have to use the decal stuff to apply them? If so, I'm going to have to buy some. You don't have to. It just helps, and it makes it look like it's painted on rather than just decals, because it melts the decal a little bit, so it melts into the plastic more. Yeah, you can get it on Amazon. Decal salt, and decal set. So you put the decal set on first, then put the decal on, so you can move it around. Then you put the decal salt on, which melts the decal to the plastic. There you go.
And you also get their fun liquid decal film if you need it.
Yes.
And the other one, micro mask, if you need that.
Jim says, because she likes the tiger tanks I build models of. Tiff says, Jim, I call Sonic Goofy. So you call your boyfriend, who already has a nickname, a different nickname. Ivan, I've sent for that ICM spit with the barrels you chaps were working on the other morning. Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Top tip, don't bother putting the rocker covers on.
Yeah, it won't fit. You won't get the front of the plane down if the rocker covers are in place.
Yeah. But other than that, it's not too bad. Jim says, Sonic, I should quit Lion. Sonic says, Lion equals lying. Oh, don't be so mean. Steve says, you guys are saving my sanity right now. I'm making a ton of thumbnail images, and it's so boring. So thanks for the chat. You're welcome. That's what we're here for. God, you sound so miserable.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm just
all
looking for
puffing
stuff.
and puffing.
Oh, just yeah.
Like a little old lady.
Oh, little lady.
Little lady. Tim says, I had a peek at Quanta for the EA18G Growler, and I almost had a stroke. Ooh, a bit rich for my taste. Haha. Oh, I get what you mean.
That would be an expensive set. Like, I spent, I think, $80 odd maybe on the Lancaster interior, but yeah. Got to think now. I don't think I've got any Quinta ones left, so I can show you a comparison between the Kids World ones and those. But that's okay.
Ivan says, all right, thank you, chaps. Oh, right, thank you, chaps. Yeah, no problems. We've done 11 episodes of it, so if you watch the earlier ones, you'll see what we're talking about with the engine. So you'll be able to see where the stuff, the adaptations we did and things to make it fit properly. Sonic says, or you could do like Gary and just not put the engine in and then just hope that the exhausts stay on. Sonic says, I call Tiff Pumpkin, born 4 days too early. Oh, bless her. Black Hat says, this is a pleasant distraction for a while whilst I'm building a pair of Cromwells. Now that sounds like a euphemism for shoes or something. Yes. Tiff says her due date was the 31st, though. You'll never guess what my due date was.
You're right.
Or you may well guess what it was. Jim says, I considered 3D decals for the Tomcat I'm building. However, it would be a closed canopy, so no need.
Yeah, there's that.
Julian says, Steve, I use batch image manipulation for that and let the program do all the heavy lifting. Excellent. See, we all help each other on this channel. Ivan
Sure
says,
do.
great, smiley face. Oh, wow, we got 17 people watching. How cool. Steve says, Julian, that's cool. But what's taking time is me taking photos of all the games cassettes and then copying them to the PC. Just got about another 370 to go. Snooze. And that's Steve saying snooze, not me.
Yeah.
I would not say such a thing about somebody else's channel because that would just be cruel. And I actually think Steve's channel's pretty good. If you like gaming stuff. Right. I'm going to put some more lead shot in this.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to put it in the top this time. Give it a bit of extra weight. Duke says, was your due date the 1st of April, Mikey? Yes, it was.
Well guessed.
Yes. I was due on the 1st and I was born on the 5th.
Oh. Okay.
Well guessed, Dukey. However, did you guess? Timothy says, what is the shot for, Mikey? Well, originally it was supposed to be for going in shotgun shells, but I decided it was cheaper than buying that stuff that most modelers buy. Oops. Probably should have thought about how I open that bag better. But I know what I could do. But I'm using it to add weight to it so it becomes a paperweight. The tank's going to be like a paperweight thing. Columbus Mall says, hey, Mikey, we're the same. I was supposed to be April 1st, apparently. Even I didn't want that. And I arrived 2 weeks early on the 12th of March. My daughter was born on the 15th of March. And she is now 18.
Me and the twin brother, the better-looking Marley, the other skull modeler, modeling twin, we were born very premature, about 3 months.
3 months apart?
3 months early, Mikey. So yeah, we're in hospital for about 3 months, and yeah, it was touch and go. And Tim's brother Lachlan and his lovely wife had the same issue. In fact, a lot worse with their son Charlie, and he was very young indeed, very small.
Yeah, my little nephew, he was born 2.5 months early. Bless him. He's 3 now. He started nursery this week. So he's going to the same school as his big brother, sorry. So he's going to be learning how to speak fluent Welsh.
Hmm.
Yeah. Duke says, it's my favorite day of the year, Mikey. Why am I not surprised? Ivan says, I am a Jew, but have no dates, just assortment of other fruit. Ah. Okay.
I'm lost.
Tim says, very cool. Thank you. Yeah, it's basically going to be like a paperweight type thing, so that if I've got paperwork on my desk, I can hold stuff down, or I can, if I've got a box or a book tilted up, for when I'm doing research, I can put this at the bottom of it and it won't slide down, or my phone won't slide off and things like that. Julie says, I was born 2 weeks early. According to astrology, that makes me Pisces. Oopsie, I mean Pisces. But just because I was late, I'm a Taurus, which shows you that what BS astrology is, in my honest opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
2 seconds.
Right.
Yeah, Steve says certainly is. And Jim says, my birthday, 17th of August, was an eventful day in World War II history. All events occurred in Central Europe. Yes. Yeah, of course, the whole 1945 was pretty eventful. Well, especially the second half was pretty eventful in
Yeah.
Europe.
Yeah. Sounds like a terrible time to be alive, doesn't it?
Yeah. We've had an unusually long period of peace in the world.
I think we're trying
peace.
our best to go batshit cray cray.
Yeah. do, 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 do.
From the healing. Oh no, I can't sing. Sorry, Tiff.
Yes, don't do that. Ivan says, well, chaps, 'tis insulin time and some lunch to have. Thank you all for a very warm welcome. And take care, all. TTFN, bye.
Wonderful. Thanks
See
for
you later,
dropping
Ivan.
by again. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking.
Yep. So I'm finding this PVA glue is working much better with these 3D Kidswell decals and super glue. It's probably all I needed.
Yes. Julian says 7 billion of us and only 12 types. Yeah, I have a nice bridge for sale. Tiffany says, thanks for joining, Ivan. Absolutely. Scotland says, what's the most ridiculous April Fools that you fell for as a kid? I'll go first. My dad told me my bed was on fire. I don't know. I don't remember, to be honest. I don't remember much about when I was a kid.
I have to think about that one.
Jim says, see you, Ivan. Come back on Monday. Yes, we'll be back on Monday from 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And it'll be the panel show, viewers panel. So if you wanted to come up, you'd be more than welcome. Julian says, tatty bye, Ivan. Sonic says, cheers, Ivan. And Black Hat says, see you, Ivan. How are you getting on, John?
I'm getting there. So it is like the more I put on, the more it's looking okay.
Yeah.
So I've got the leg straps on. So the difference between those two, I think, it's coming along. But yeah, it's fine. It looks okay. Like once it's in the cockpit, it does look alright. But it really does look like just bits of card stuck on there. They don't really conform that well. But
Yeah.
the canopy will be down. You won't see it. But it's probably a worthwhile purchase just because they're cheap.
Yeah.
There's a lot of very, very small ones though. These go in the head box. I've got how many got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. Somehow I've got to get them on. But there's no, as I say, there's no guide, no instructions. The card they come on just says go to the website for fitting instructions, and there aren't any for either the cockpit set or these things. What they do have is a series of photos of stage 1. Well, I'll show you the whole thing. Stage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and how it all fits. But it doesn't really help. It's what part's what because they look nothing like. The things on the card look nothing like what's in the photo. So,
Julian says, did we all see the Airfix April Fool where they released a paper airplane kit? Yeah, I remember that one.
It's great.
To be honest, that wouldn't surprise me if they had done that, which is probably why it was so effective. Black Hat says, most ridiculous. A school teacher telling us the Concorde was landing at the airport at our small regional airport that day. Albury for reference for you, John.
Nice.
See, we didn't have stuff like that.
What, Albury? Fair enough.
No. Our teachers didn't really do like April Fool's jokes and stuff.
I can't really remember. And I do remember, well, it wasn't, I don't know if it was April Fool's or not, but we were in Hawaii with a Herc. This is when I was picking up aircraft, the J model from the factory on the way back. So we had a rescue because the Lockheed guys forgot to tighten up the oxygen system bolts. So we had like a 13 litre a day oxy leak. And the allowance is 2. So anyway, called a rescue from Australia. They came over and we fixed the thing. Oh, we couldn't. We got it able so we could fly it home. Anyway, so we're about ready to take off. We're waiting for the pilots to just come back from, talking to headquarters and all that sort of stuff like that. And
Yeah.
oh, there's a patch of fluid under the tail here. Oh, maybe it's hydraulic fluid. Oh, what's that? What does it smell like? So I'm just to have a bit of a whiff. No, taste it. Oh, that's piss, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, fell for it. Bastard pissed on the floor under the tail and told me it was hydraulic fluid. Not that I was going to drink hydraulic fluid, mind you. That's the only time I really remember being taken for a ride, just going, you bastards.
We used
But a good
to
laugh
wind
had
up
by
the
all.
we used to wind up the young infantry lads when we were in Iraq, because they'd do things like they wouldn't fix their Land Rover. They wouldn't bring their Land Rovers to get fixed until like the day that they were due to go out on convoy. And it used to really piss us off, especially if it was just for a service, which could have been done in like a few hours. So we used to do things like tell them that they had to get in touch with their NCO and let them know that the vehicle wasn't going out on convoy because the reverse light wasn't working, knowing full well that the Land Rover, the particular type of Land Rovers, didn't have a reverse light. So then you'd see this young infantry lad bricking himself that he was going to have to explain to his corporal or his sergeant that the Land Rover which he put off getting serviced was now not going to be available for convoy duties.
Right.
And then he would explain the fault, and the NCO would come on the phone, say, "Can you put the mechanic on the phone?" So you go on the phone, and you're like, "Yes." And you go, "I take it he's left it to the last minute." All right, yeah. And you go, "All right, then. Send him back." So he'd go back, and then he'd give him a bollock, and then send him back to go and pick the Land Rover up once I'd finished serving it. Servicing it, even. Serving it.
Servicing it.
Yes.
Well, here's a good joke that I sort of acted out one day. It's absolutely top quality, but with aid of a diagram. So this is the top of a Herc. There's a J model, -30. There's 3 escape hatches, right? One is here, just above the, that's a 245 bulkhead, so that's in the flight deck. There's a second one here, just behind the wing box, and a third one there, just at the base of the tail, so it's the top of the ramp.
Yeah.
So what happened was, Army guys were all setted down, ready to go. We had 2 load masters on board. So, hey, Lodi walks past, just make sure everyone's strapped in and all that sort of stuff. He goes, oh, the top hatch is open. Wonder why. So he climbs out that. The other load master, and then what he does is walk up here, get in the flight deck, and just sit there for the rest of the flight. The other load master comes through, goes, oh, the back hatch is open. And he closes it. All the other grunts and everybody on board are going, oh my God, there's a guy there. Anyway, and they go flying. And they land about 6 hours later and all that sort of stuff. So just on landing, once they come to a stop, the first loadie gets out the top hatch here, pours water all over himself, just, bottles of water, so he's soaking wet, goes back to this hatch here and he's just thumping on it. What's that noise? The other loadmaster opens it up and he comes in soaking wet, saying, you bastards have been hanging on for 7 hours. And all the Army guys are going white, just going, what the hell?
We did have one who he brought in a snatched Land Rover, And he said, I've got a problem with this Landy. I need it to, it's got convoy duty this evening. And for some reason, it won't start. I said, have you checked it's got fuel in it? And he just laughed and went, no, I'm serious. Have you checked it's got fuel in it? And he said, well, the fuel gauge says full. And I went, have you put fuel in it? And he went, well, no, because the fuel gauge says full. And I went, right. So I turned the ignition over and I went, it's not getting any fuel through. There's no fuel in it. He said, yeah, but the gauge says full. And I went, I know what the fucking gauge says, you idiot. I said, you have not put fuel in it. Therefore, it could possibly not have fuel in it. And I said, come with me. And I took him around the back of the Land Rover. I said, right, lie on the floor underneath there. I said, see that big black box underneath the Land Rover? And he went, yeah. I said, that's your fuel tank. What does it look like? And he went, well, it's curved. And I went, does that sound right to you? Could it be curved? And he went, no. So I lay down underneath and I went, look there. I said, there's a bit of paint knocked off. I said, you've hit a rock or something and it's collapsed the bloody fuel tank. I said, that's why it's saying that the gauge is saying full, because the fuel sender is being forced to the top by the fact that the whole metal fuel tank has been collapsed. It's been flattened. Said it thinks it's full because it's being forced up into the full position. He said, well, can we get it fixed? I went, well, not right now. It's going to take me a couple of hours. I've got to replace the whole fuel tank. And I don't even think we've got one in stock. He's like, oh, no. I was like, idiot. Yeah. Jim said, I thought the Airfix April Fool was a joke. The April Fool joke was realizing yet another Spitfire starter kit, releasing yet another Spitfire starter kit.
Yeah, not a joke. They actually did that.
Yeah.
So, Black Hat Scale Models are talking earlier about buying the Spitfire, the Grey Nurse.
Yeah.
Spitfire. This is one like it, so it's a different serial number, but it's much the same, or it is the same scheme. So this is Bobby Gibbs aircraft. He would know it. There's one replica of this flying around Australia. Well, not a replica, it's the actual thing, but it's painted up like Bobby Gibbs. It was the CO3 Squadron, Australian RAAF. Fun fact, another thing he did, if you didn't know, Bobby Gibbs, the 3 Squadron, RAAF 3 Squadron were in Libya, certainly Africa and all that sort of stuff. And they came across to that. That's known as Black 6. So that's a BF 109G. And what he did is like, I'm going to take that. So he slept under the wing, and basically anybody who was going to come near it and pilfer bits off it, he was threatened to shoot him and all that sort of stuff. The British came along and said, no, we're going to take that. And, no, I'm going to fly back to Australia. And he would have as well. But he had to hand it back. He took it back to the UK and conditioned that he flew it. So they put his serial number on it, which is CVV. And then he flew that to UK and handed over to the intelligence guys. They ratted through it, and then after the war, during the 80s and early 90s, they restored that to flight, and it's the most pristine. It's been repainted, of course, but it's an absolutely beautiful BF 109G.
Nice.
So Bobby Gibbs had probably signed it somewhere. Bit of a legend, that guy. Absolute character from all the stories that we're reading on the walls in 3 Squadron. He was really kind to him until the early 2000s when he dropped by. He'd treat everybody with great respect, and very well liked at 3 Squadron.
Julian says, model minutes and man's model moments 3D printed and made the paper airplane, and man's model moments reviewed it and said it was Airfix best starter set. Very good. Black Hat says it's often up here in Brisbane.
Grey Nurse, yeah, it would be.
Tim said, we sent the new guy to the main engine room during an exercise to ask the TIF if the seawater ready use tank was full. TIF tour is all a new one.
That sounds hilarious, Tim. I got no idea what you're talking about, mate.
That's what makes it so funny.
Yeah.
Sonic says, need to jump off and go pick my car up from the garage. Take it easy, guys, and hope to catch the next stream. All the best. All right, Sonic,
Cheers,
have fun.
Sonic.
Hope it doesn't cost you too much, dude. Tiff says, I did no such thing.
Where is
Okay,
it?
so as you can see, I've got it's mostly set the resin. There you go. It's mostly set. So this sticky up bit at the back, that sits in between them two. So I've left it towards the front, the weight. But I'm going to go and get the scales and see how much it weighs now. Whilst that just finishes setting a little bit. Back in a sec.
Right. Meanwhile, so this is a photo I took of the rear seat of a Tornado in the trip to the UK I did with Paul a few months ago. And that's the wonderful Jen Wright, who's Genesis Designs and Modelcraft. She gave me a look around, well, there you go, tornadoes and all sorts of stuff. She's a wonderful, wonderful modeler. So I'd never been, my favourite aircraft is a Jaguar, GL1. I've never been close to one. I dropped into, what's it, the London RF Museum to have a look at a Jaguar. And it was hanging from the roof. I couldn't get close to it. So she said, when you come over, give us a call. We'll show you around. So she did. And it was just wonderful. Here's the thing. These are the thrust reversers on a Tornado and how they work. It's about 6 times slower than what they actually operate at. But you can see how they work. Isn't that fantastic? Play that again.
Very cool. Is that the thrust reversers, is it?
Yeah. So, instead of using an they do air brake as well, but yeah, that's wonderful engineering. There's another fun fact. This is the nose of a Jaguar. It's a dirty grate. There's a laser rangefinder in the nose, like a chiseled nose. They've got a dirty grate sort of seam in the middle there, right? But because of the angles of the perspex and everything else, when you're looking from the inside out, it totally disappears.
Huh, that's cool.
Isn't that cool? Yeah.
Okay, so scales. Let's have a look. So, if I take the identical sprue, 0 that. Why is it in millimeters?
I'm going to go German green for this.
So the kit weighs 21 grams, 22, 21. Now, it weighs 129 grams. So I've added 101 grams to it. Yeah, 100. Yeah, I've added about 100 grams to it. That should do the trick, I think. 108 grams. There you go. So that should do the trick. Work as a paperweight. I mean, I could put some more in the turret, but I don't think it really needs it. Columbus says, we like to tell new assistants to go to another survey and ask for the long wait. Cue one guy standing there for a couple of hours before figuring it out. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
People, they walk amongst us.
Yep.
Off now. No, don't know. There you go. Julian says, BBL, ladies and gents, if you're here when I get back, I'll jump back in. Okie dokie.
Cheers.
And as Tiff says, there's 25 minutes left. Well, 20 minutes. 22 point something. Jim says, Jaguar is one of my favorite military jets of all time. Beautiful aircraft.
Yeah, and you can see how happy I was to finally get close to one.
He got a little chub on.
Yeah, well, this is explaining how what the different markings mean on that's the back of a Tornado. It's just like, I know that there, I know what that sort of are when you're rigging them and all that sort of stuff. But he explained what it's all about, and that was really fascinating. And that's about it.
Duke's getting his buys in early. He says, "Bye, Mikey, and bye, John."
We got another 20 minutes of that shit.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
The cool thing about this being a tank as well is it can take the extra weight because there's nothing fragile about them. Mr. Morris is in.
Ah,
He says
everyone
quickly
acts
sneaked
busy.
in. He quickly sneaked in whilst on a decorating break until the current Mrs. Morris finds out. Get back to work, you lazy bastard. Ah.
All right. So yes. So anyway, all that crap I was talking about. So yeah, took a photo of the back seat of the Tornado. So what I'm trying to do here is just replicate those sort of colours and stuff for the wall behind the seat. Because once the seat's in there. So what I've done to get rid of the seam, I've got some plastic card and I made some like the backing of the avionics things there at the top of the TARDIS as they call it there, and the rear bulkhead out of plastic card, and then shave that so there won't be any seams visible. But I'm just using different colours and stuff to replicate that. So I'm going for it's actually a black, a green, a Luftwaffe black green, but it'll do. You won't see it. It'll be behind everything else.
Duke says, "You know me too well, John." Black says, "Mikey, are you calling your Sherman Chunky?" No, I'm calling it Dave.
Yeah. Hi, Dave.
Gary says, "Bugger,
So,
she found out." Bye. He's on AliExpress, Marion.
say hi to Dave, Duke. There we go.
Yeah, right. What are the bits we need to put on this? Don't need that. So we've got the machine gun, which is part 8. Problem is, there's no numbers on them. Okay, so that's not on there by the look of it. So we've got no front machine gun, coaxial machine gun thing, ball mounted machine gun even. Or have we? The hell is that? No, that's a hatch. Oh, there it is. My God, that's tiny. Right. Snips. Snip, snip, snips.
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 Yeah, we used to send so guys when they turn up at Richmond, send them down for like, can you go to Ed Moons and get a south bearing? Sure. So they'd go down there and they'd point them up to another warehouse. They'd point them somewhere else. And it'll go on until they finally clicked. But
We used to send young mechanics in for left-handed nitrile gloves.
yep.
We'd rip one of the gloves and say, "Oh, can you do this favor? Can you go and get this left-hand nitrile?"
I never fell for any of that stuff myself, just because, because I was an electrician before I joined up. I knew what all the tools were, so they'd try to, can you go and get me a rough bastard and actually come back with one, that sort of stuff.
So you'd make them look like fools.
Can you get me a cold chisel? Sure. I had one in the car. All right. There was progress.
Ooh, 15 minutes.
Hmm.
Sharp's company today, I do believe.
Oh, is it?
Yes. I was
Lovely.
looking before I came on here just so I could check.
Okay.
Yes. It's all gone very quiet now, hasn't it?
Yeah. I'm being industrious.
Ooh. That's a posh word for you.
Hmm.
You've been swallowing a dictionary again.
No, just we're a little bit behind here. I think it takes time for things to get here, so we're still using the Queen's English rather than the King's English. But we'll catch up one day.
In about 30 years.
Hmm. Well, that's
Duke's
Adelaide.
Duke says you missed a cracker in Sharp's Eagle, John.
Oh, I'm sure I'll have to watch it again one day.
You can always watch it on YouTube. That one.
Yeah, Tim called me earlier. Had a video call from Tim. Tim in the comments, and yeah, he was
From
talking. We
Timothy.
were talking about Sharp and all that sort. Tim, and yeah, he mentioned it's on YouTube. Last time I looked at, I don't think there was one. I think I've seen one episode, but I hadn't searched for a while.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Yeah, they are on there because I've watched them on there. Even though I've got the DVDs. I just can't always be asked going downstairs to get a DVD when I'm already in bed.
fair enough.
Because in the UK we have this wonderful invention called stairs.
Well, we have a better invention called houses on one level.
My dad has one of them. It's called a bungalow.
Yeah,
With
no,
a
I don't
bungalow roof on
understand.
it.
Bungalow roof is just what we call a roof.
Mm.
You funny guys. Mind you, Tim's parents lived in the UK for a number of years. While he was in the Australian Navy, his dad was posted to London in a military position. And yeah, so his two sisters lived in Putney for a number of years.
Mm. Don't like London.
I love it.
I don't like cities, to be honest.
Yeah, but wonderful place to visit.
I
But
wouldn't
that's
even
like
say that,
every
to be
other city.
honest.
No, I
Having
love it. I think
visited it, I wouldn't even say it's a wonderful place to visit anymore.
absolute dynamic city. I love every part of it. I don't know it that well. I've only been there, 4 times.
I went there once and that was it. I've done it now. I live not far from Chester, which is fairly decent. It's not a bad city actually, to be fair. It's quite a small city. I don't mind Chester too much, but
Right.
that's probably because I've been going to Chester most of my life. I still don't like driving around there though, especially since they put all the one-way streets in. It's ridiculous. Duke says my knees hate stairs. Yes.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Mine do. My back definitely does, but I've lived in a flat and I didn't like. I actually found that I missed having stairs. I missed being able to go upstairs to bed and things.
Well,
Having that separation between day and night. That's just me. I'm weird.
well, there's a rumor that if I head towards bed in the day, I'll get there by night time. Is that right, Mikey?
Well, according to your mansion layout, yeah.
Hmm.
Tiffany says I'm back.
Yeah.
Yay! Tiffany's back. Black Hat says, Tiffany Lewin, you have a YouTube channel, don't you? She does. A certain someone helped her to make a logo for it last night.
Oh. The very talented bearded veteran.
I wouldn't say talented, but yeah.
Well, you designed my logo for the Scale Model Twins.
Oh yeah, and I did your Discord one.
Yeah, the Wallaby Whacker. Yeah.
Yeah. I do like that one. Tiff says, Black Hat, I do indeed.
Oh, get rid of
Oops. Julie says, I'm back. Please keep the applause down to a dull roar. Oh, you did already. Laugh out loud. Yay! Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at this.
Black Hat says, what's it called, please? It's called Dark Side Scale Modeling. Feel free to put the link in, Tiff. And don't forget to put other people's links in too. Duke says, bye, Tiff.
It's going to be another recurring
Yes,
theme, isn't it?
Yes. So that's Tiff's link called Dark Side Scale Modeling. Do go and like and subscribe to her because it's new. She only set it up last night. And you're going to be seeing a lot more of it. Jim says, please post a link, Tiff. She just did. Jim says, there it is. Pardon me, Tiff.
Hello.
Don't forget, you also got Scale Modeling Twins. We've got Black Hat Scale Models.
Columbus Models.
Yes. Can you also post a link to the Crimson Weasel, aka James's channel, please, Tiff? If you can find it. Because what he's doing is we play a game called Candela Obscura on every other Saturday. And what he's doing is he's making what we do in the game into like an audio book, like an audio sort of story, where he does the voices and he has sound effects and things like that. It's really cool. Even though I'm one of the characters in the story, and I was there during the game that he's telling, the story he's telling, even I was sat there going, ooh, what's going to happen next? Even though I knew what was going to happen next. I still found it exciting. He's a good storyteller, is our James.
Wonderful.
So do go and follow that, because he's going to be putting more up as we go through the story. So the first one is just like the first game we did was like a one-shot, just to see if we like the game and stuff. But now he's starting to work on. We've started doing the actual campaign story, so it's going to be going on like chapters now. So there is someone's channel. Columbus Mole says, Tiffany just subbed. Black Hat says, Tiff, if you have another subscriber. There we go. Tiff says, Black Hat Scale Models, links above. Excellent. Jim says, just subscribe, Tiff. Cool. Tiff, post a link for Crimson Weasel. So do go and check that out because it's a really good video. It's about 20 minutes long, the first one. But it's nice. It's a really good story to listen to. Tiffany says, Columbus Models channel. Link. Excellent. Who else has got a channel in here? John, you've got a channel.
I do. Not a good one, but a channel nonetheless.
Hey. It's a channel, but not as we know it. Julian says, have subscribed and hit the bell, Tiff. Sounds painful. John's link is up.
Oh, thank you. And Paul's. The twin brothers share a channel.
Yes, you do. Jim says I should start mine, but I don't know how to get started. Well, we have Discord, and we can help you with that if you want. Not a problem. Ooh, I was working on the script for my video again last night.
Oh, yes.
All I've got left to do now is the conclusion, and then I can record the voiceover, record it.
Excellent.
So hopefully should be out soon. I'm going to try and work on it this weekend. Try and get it finished for next week.
Okay.
I've got to find a quick way of doing.
With 5 minutes left. Do you want to read through the comments, and then I'll show you what I've done.
Yeah. Jim says, is there a book titled YouTube for Dummies? Black Hat says, do it, Jim. You'll never have spare time again. Yeah, I've noticed that. Tiff says, Friends of Models for Heroes link. There you go. Also, there's the Models for Heroes website, which you can check out. Which is pretty cool. They got a small merch shop on there. You can make donations on there. You can see what they're all about and things, and get information on them, and make donations of kits or money or whatever to them through that. It is all greatly appreciated, and it all helps veterans and former and current members of the armed forces and emergency services community. And it has saved quite a few lives, I can tell you. And it is, in fact, how me and John and Gary met. Well, me, John, and the two Garys.
Yeah.
Feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
It was only last week.
Yeah. And any first-time viewers here, I am being a Models for Heroes volunteer for about 2 years now. I've been a regular on the Models for Heroes live sessions I do on Sunday. I'm trying to think, it's 11 a.m. UK time, which is 8 p.m. Australian time. And we go out live to the world and just show everybody what the beneficiaries and volunteers have been working on, and what's happening in the hobby. And we play a game or two there, and I think it's a really fun place to be.
Yeah, it is.
So very quickly, what I've done is heading towards fixing. Well, I'm concentrating on doing the cockpit, so I can then mask it up and then start heading towards painting the whole thing. So just literally cut the perspex out. The plastic, getting that to fit. That's not so bad. There'll be a little bit of just tweaking that. So that's coming along. The seat is I've done. Well, the front and back are identical, but it's got all sorts of straps on it, and it does look better than the one just from the kit that had molded seat belts. But it's not. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's certainly not bad. So once that pops in there, I can see if I turn it around. It's having all the instruments are on and all that sort of stuff. So it does look a bit busy in there. So that'll be okay. And also playing with the control sticks for the weapon system officer and the pilot, which I haven't fitted yet. But that's coming together. So on my own time, in the next couple of days, I'll be finishing the other seat when I can be bothered. And then next time you see this, the canopy may well be on and it may well be masked. But once it all goes together, it'll look like that. So
Cool.
it looks okay from a distance. Rattle, rattle.
Well done, John.
All right. Now, what about you, Mikey?
What about me? I've pretty much finished. I just got to paint it. There you go. So I've made my little. Oops. Need to glue the top half on properly. Oh, focus, you stupid camera. There you go. Made little. I need to glue the top on properly, but my little 172 scale Sherman. It's got 108 grams of weight in it now, so it should do what I wanted. Yeah, just needs painting. It's actually a very nice little kit.
Cool.
Nice little details and that in it. Yeah, that should be pretty handy. You can take me off big screen now. Cool. Tiffany has posted the Models for Heroes website. You can go to there. Like I say, you can find information on Models for Heroes. Find out a little bit about Mr. Malcolm Childs, who set it up, and what they get up to. Jim says, just subbed to Friends of Models for Heroes. You mean you hadn't already? You've been following us for months and you hadn't subscribed to Friends of Models for Heroes.
He has now. It's okay. All is forgiven.
Yeah, it's all forgiven now. They also have a Facebook page, as do I. Tiffany's posted the Models for Heroes merch site as well. westberkshireclothing.co.uk. Yes, there's some cool little things on there as well. I think they're supposed to be getting some more at some point, some different stuff as well. But yeah, if you're on Facebook, I have a Facebook page. It's called Bearded Veteran Creates, same as the channel. John has a Facebook page called Scale Modeling Twins, same as his channel. Now that he's sorted the name out.
Yeah.
So yeah, Friends of Models for Heroes has a Facebook page. Models for Heroes has a Facebook page. Do go and check them out. I post more stuff on there than what you'd see on YouTube, so I'll post updates when I'm building stuff. I post videos I find interesting on YouTube. Post history book reviews and stuff like that, and I show you the books that I buy and things. Do my research. John posts lots of his scale modeling stuff on there and his Air Force stuff on his.
Yeah, there won't be any more Air Force stuff. I've exhausted all that. The stuff I can post. But yeah.
Cool. So, Julian says, subscribe to Friends of Models for Heroes and hit the bell. Excellent. Gary will be happy. He does want more. I think he does want more subscribers secretly, even though he says he's not bothered. I think he is. Steve says, see you later, guys. Off visiting my mum. Have a good day, Steve. Tiff's posted Scale Modeling Twins Facebook group link. Jim says, have a great weekend all. See you all Monday. Yes, you will. What are you doing, John?
Oh, I'm grabbing a thing.
Your thingaling.
Yeah, I just thought it'd make my my studio look like your studio. Put this up behind me. There we go. There we go.
You need an Australian flag on that wall behind you.
Maybe
behind your spray booth.
Yeah. Maybe.
Black Cat says, have a great weekend all. Yes. In a bit, we'll be heading over to Discord where we will be watching another episode of Sharp. If you want to join us, feel free. If you want a link to the Discord after the show, then message me on the Facebook page and I can send you a link. It's not a problem. Okay, so see you on Monday at 2 p.m. It'll be me, John, and Gary Evans. Oh, hang on, what's this? Brian says, looks like Revell has just released a 132 model of the Gloucester Meteor. Ooh. That'd be a big old model, wouldn't it?
10 seconds just went to.
And there's links to Discord if you want to join in. You can watch Sharp with us and things like that, and join in the chat
So
conversation.
this won't take long.
Oh, no.
This really won't take long.
Hurry up.
So one of the things, Fighter World Museum have a 77 Squadron display, so they had this Meteor model in there, and it's seen better days. So as you can see, the sun got to the decals and everything else, and it's a real mess. And I don't know how old it is, and it's not that great. But I've asked if can I fix it up? So that arrived from Hannon's yesterday. So I've got some new fresh ones. So this will be sort of looking better sometime soon. But
What scale is
so
that?
that's it. That's 48 scale. So 32nd is going to be, it's a
It's
good
going to be a
size.
pretty big kit, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll not build one. This is enough for me. But,
Yeah. So Tiff posted Discord link in there. If you want to join Discord, you're more than welcome. Like I say, we'll be watching Sharp this afternoon. We have lots of chats on there. We post our work and what we're working on and things like that in there as well. Julian said John grabbed his thing. I had no idea it was that kind of group.
I'm always grabbing my thing. It's my thing. I'll touch it as much as I like.
Julian says apparently Revel are planning to release an FR8.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's a thing. Okay, so we'll see you all on Monday. The ones we don't see on Discord, obviously. Until then, have fun, and we'll see you guys later.
Thanks for dropping by. It's been great.
Hulvar.